They are buttons. I'm thrilled that once again we can start the stream with our cat sitting up there.
She's beautiful. She's gorgeous.
Having a good time.
Love her. Minnie is an icon. She's the moment. And hopefully she doesn't start licking her butt. Anyway.
Well, she might.
I mean, even if
I kind of hope she does, personally.
You know what?
We're not gonna bath shame. Not on this
She
screen.
can bathe as much as she wants.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for today's breakdowns of the second half of the Grinwell Cup preliminary round of polls. If you don't know what the Grinwell Cup is, I'm surprised you are here. But if you are, if somehow you have fallen through the rabbit hole of the internet and you're wondering what this is, the Grinwell Cup is a cup that was dreamt up by this person right here, Allie, co-host of Wheel Takes podcast. In the spirit of the month of March, which here in the United States is mostly used for people to bet on sporting events and do competitive brackets, we decided it'd be fun to do a poll where we figure out who's the hottest character in the Wheel of Time in the books, because we're not talking about real people. We're not talking about actors and whether or not they're attractive, because they all are. And what's it gonna do? There's books. It's more fun that way. Allie, what's it mean to be the hottest character, to have the greatest essence of hotness, I should say, because that's how we word it.
I'm so glad you asked, Gus, and I was not at all expecting you to. So hotness means anything that is possibly your definition of hot. It can be from pants ceilings to I want to light them on fire the most.
Yes.
And those are all very valid interpretations of what hot means to you. We are very open-minded at the Wheel Takes podcast.
Mm-hmm. There is no reason, there's no wrong reason to vote for a character in the Grinwell Cup. It can be physical attraction, it can be I think they're incredibly smart, and it can be they make me so angry I want to light them on fire. So have your fun, and the main thing is don't be creepy. We've got some wonderful guests with us today, some returning folks and some new folks. So let's go, as always, let's go clockwise from the top right. We are here today, and I'm gonna vamp for a second to give Rob a chance to prepare himself. We're here today. We are joined by Rob from Malkier Talks.
This
Rob,
is his first live stream.
They've never been on camera before. A complete newcomer to
complete reveal. This is what you've seen previously.
He's never even had a photo taken of him before. This is all new.
Rob, 10 words or less. Which character in the Wheel of Time do you think has the greatest essence of hotness?
Bain&Chiad.
It's a safe answer.
That was a very political answer.
Very political answer.
Not real people.
Who's the?
He's broken the rules already. Kick him off.
You break the rules every week on your podcast. Shush.
That's true, I do.
Who is the hottest character? God. I mean, it's got to be one of the Aiel, but there's too many to choose from, and that's just
That's facts.
That's facts. That's life. Yeah.
You can't choose one Aiel. Might as well choose two. I see through you.
It's a safe bet. Bain&Chiad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. It's my first time hanging out with you guys.
I cannot believe that's true. Rob said the same thing. He said it was his first time. I cannot believe that's true. We're bad.
Yes, we are.
No. Okay, threefold talk. This is a bilateral situation.
Yes, we've both failed each other. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But Allie and I were actually on a panel together at JordanCon. So
we
have hung out in that capacity before.
Yes, that's true. But I could not believe it when both you and Rob said that you've never been on this podcast. We will fix that.
Continue to remedy the situation.
We will mutually fix it. Yes.
I just want to say I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your shirt?
Well, this is from Bree, mostly Bree on Twitter, and she's a romance novel writer, and she's fantastic. And we've had her on Threefold Talk before, and she was a great guest. And she sells these bisexual love army shirts, and so I purchased one as soon as I saw it on my internet, and it is now mine. And you all should get one. It has a little heart with wings on it too.
Oh, we absolutely should get one.
It's a gorgeous shirt.
Yes, everyone should get it.
So, if you had to pick a character off the top of your head. Hottest character in the books. Any definition. 10 words or less. Fail. I like that. I like that.
Knife wife.
Knife
You
wife.
love a good knife wife.
We are big fans of Fail on our podcast. Famously, we have been delaying doing a Fail deep dive for 2.5 years. Not for any particular reason. We just haven't done it yet.
We're bad.
Yeah,
We've already established we're bad.
It's all
We
good.
were supposed to do it in December of 2020, I think.
We're gonna do it at some
We're
point.
gonna do it someday.
One day.
You
Keep
can't do
waiting.
it all. It's okay.
Between now
That's
and the
true.
end of the books, there will be a deep dive.
I'm here
after
for
the
it.
books.
We're
Good.
after the books. At some point in the history of the world, there will be a Fail deep dive
Yes.
from Wheel Takes.
And last but not least, Delusions of Graendal. How are you?
Hello, friends. I am so good. It is still St. Patty's where I am. I don't know if that's true for you, Malky, or if you
No.
have crescendoed into.
The peak
It's
passed.
now the 18th.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, friends. I am so excited to talk all about the polls this week. I haven't looked at the results. Everything is going to be stunning and wonderful.
It is more fun, in my opinion. I would never ask people not to check the polls results, but I do like it when people come on and they don't know.
I have also not checked the polls.
I have
Ah.
not either.
You know why?
Oh, man.
Because you retweet every quote tweet of the
I do,
polls,
that's
and I
true.
scrolled back and I'm like, my God, there's like 500 tweets between polls. I can't
People
keep up.
are
It's too much.
funny. It's
Yeah.
tough
People
for me to
are
hold
very
back.
funny.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah. People are so funny. You know, I'm like, stop being so funny. That's what we're supposed to be.
You're stealing my shtick.
I'm like, oh,
We can all be
we
funny.
cannot have you all be funnier than us. Then why do we have a podcast? A lot of pressure to be the funniest one.
God damn it.
This is Minnie, our cat.
That's Minnie, our cat.
She has decided that this is her spot when we're streaming,
Mhm.
and I'm really happy about that.
She has an identical but slightly more rotund brother that may
Yes.
be walking around as well.
She's nicely
Is
framed.
his name
Yeah.
Mickey?
No,
Oh,
it's Beaker.
His name is Beaker.
Yeah.
No, we fucked
That'd be
up.
good,
We didn't name them. Well, Beaker got named first,
Yeah.
and Minnie's name took a lot longer to like come to us. But there are no really good like female Muppet names.
No.
We've
I mean,
we've
Miss
determined.
Piggy, but
Yeah, but that didn't
I
fit
know.
her. So we just went into a different fandom entirely
Yeah.
when we named Minnie. And that was just where it went. That's what they needed to be.
Yeah. So, Allie, who are you?
I'm Allie. I'm his wife.
That's true.
And that's all my identity is.
Not a defining
I
characteristic.
also am the co-host of Wheel Takes podcast, and I'm the inventor of the Grinwell Cup. I told Gus we should do a hotness bracket, and he famously went, "No, I don't think that's a good idea." And now here we are 3 years later. And it's the greatest I told you so that has ever existed in my life. So thank you all for that.
Mhm.
really proud of you.
But
I'm
he
proud of
gets
you
to he gets to have the other side of it, because when he first told me to start a podcast, I said no. So
That's true.
obviously
I feel
we
like
both have
Gus
no
is winning
boundaries.
still, I say.
Yeah, Gus is winning.
I have come to the conclusion that I should do whatever Allie says, because it usually turns out better. Except in this one case.
Except in this one. You know what? It's the exception that proves the rule, Rob,
Mhm.
obviously.
That's the
This is
thing.
true, yeah.
I'm Gus. I'm her husband, and I post the polls and I talk. We're gonna jump in before.
Wait, it might be work brain, but did we give them an opportunity to promote their things?
People can stick around till the end
yeah,
of the show.
typically.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You know what?
Stay tuned, babies.
I'm on work
Yeah.
brain, and
You're
I've never
good.
done this before. So let's continue.
Before we jump in, as a reminder for folks, Wheel Takes is a first-time reader podcast, and that means that all of our content is first-time reader-friendly content to a point. And today, that point is the very end of The Path of Daggers, Book 8, which Allie has now read all of, which I'm going to say a couple things that happen at the end of that. So if you haven't read that far, plug your ears or turn off your speakers for a little while. I'll wave my hands around when I'm done. Good idea, Rob.
Wait, am I supposed to?
No, because you've read this. Don't talk about anything that happens after. For instance, Fail gets kidnapped. Don't talk about anything that happens after. For instance, the Ashaman try to kill Rand in the Kyrianan Palace.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Don't talk about anything that happens after Egwene travels to Tar Valon. Don't talk about anything that happens. Last thing that we saw of Matt was a building fell on him. So
it's been really bad that the last 2 assassination attempts on Rand's life, I've been like, or no, 3. I've been like, I get it. I'm kind of on their side.
Let's jump in. Start off with the data, the polls today, and at the end of this, I have been keeping track of numbers. James from Queers of Time, they shamed me quite badly last week for not having formulas in my spreadsheet. I have since put formulas in my spreadsheet. Of
course you have.
So I have...
As someone who is not a freak in the sheets, this doesn't make any sense to me. But
I mean,
Rob, maybe...
No, I'm with you there. I'm not a freak in the sheets either, but I understand the word formulas in regards to the freaking cheating. So, yeah.
I understand what you've said, but not how to do it.
I understand that it's a word, and I'm excited for you to talk about the word.
Oh, I said I would wave my hands around when I was talking about spoilers, just in case someone is waiting for me to do that.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Just sit there for 20 minutes like, what's going on? I thought this was about the polls.
Really in-depth spoiler discussion.
We're going to dive in. The first of our polls this week. Allie comes up with these brackets and titles. This poll was called Short Kings. Short Kings, Allie. Tell us what made up the Short Kings.
They're short.
Yes, or
they love a short king.
Indeed. So this week, facing off in the preliminary rounds, it's usually 3 or 4 people because there are so many characters. We had Davram Bashir, Marshal General of Saldea, Samael, who just snuck by the no dead characters rule because he died recently.
I started the brackets
not hot
before his untimely demise, and I was like, it's too late. There's that.
Caroline Damodred, the cousin of the famous Blue Aja Aes Sedai herself.
So hot.
And of course, Dira Bashir, the wife of Davram Bashir, mother of Fail Bashir, and stepmother of Perrin Ibarra, and also a badass in her own right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bain&Chiad, you mentioned before that your favorite character was Fail. Tell me, does this not favorite, but one of the hottest characters of the field, does this extend to the rest of that crew?
Hell yes, it does. Yeah? Hot family, hot daddy Bashir, hot mama Bashir. I'm all for it.
Good genes, truly.
Yes, sexy people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Gus, I want to fight you in front of everyone really quickly, just really fast.
Take it away.
We love a casual.
Yeah.
So when I was creating these brackets, I got a little cocky and started thinking that I could predict who was going to win based on previous years and also my own wishes. I thought that everyone would follow what I wanted. That did not happen. And this is a notable poll for that because Carolyn Damodred is objectively the hottest character in the Wheel of Time.
Is she?
Yes.
That's not a subjective opinion. It is not a companion. Actually, opinion. I can now reveal to you, Allie, it's part of the companion.
She's younger, husky-voiced, archery Moraine in a green dress. Yeah. What else do I need to say? What else do I need to say? And then, so I put forward that I thought Carolyn Damodred would be winning this poll, and Gus just walks by and he glances at it and he goes, "Honey, she's not going to win." No, she didn't. Well, I will not reveal whether or not he was right, but I would like to say, how dare you?
Look, I had my opinions. Everybody else has theirs. I'm one voice of many.
You're just wrong.
Rob, do you remember Caroline Damodred?
Be honest. Vaguely, yeah. I mean, if you say the name, yeah. But if I'm in a quiz and be like, name, from the description, name the character, I'd be like,
the hottest character.
Farrelaine's sister? I don't know.
The hottest character in these books. And truly, she's slept on, I think. As opposed
or would
to
you
slept
like
with. Yes, no, we were going in the same direction. But
we were we finished book 8 again this week, and there's a passage in there where Min says about Darlin Cisnera and Caroline Damodred. She goes, they'll get married, and then he'll die in bed. And we said, was it you or I who said this? I don't remember who made the joke.
You did.
I made the joke. I said, yeah, if you marry Caroline Damodred, you're probably going to want to die in bed. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Seems
like
appropriate.
to die is to orgasm, as
In the Shakespearean
Shakespeare
tense.
taught us.
There we are.
Yes.
So
Yes,
like,
true.
well done, darling.
My other thing is, I feel okay. Here's my defense of Davram and Dira. They give me Morticia Gomez Adams vibes.
Yes.
In that, like, it's a
see that.
tall, statuesque woman and a short king who unapologetically simps for his wife. And I love that combo. I would watch that combo in everything ever. Like, I would never get tired of seeing one, just an unapologetic simp, and the statuesque women he adores. I love it. They put Gwendolyn Christie and Danny DeVito together, and I just freaking love it. That's all I want.
Rob,
I like how it's like the inverse of yours and Gus's relationship too.
because I'm tall and she's not.
See, okay,
That's right.
some people think that I'm short, and I
Because
am
I
not.
make jokes about it all the time.
Gus is just freakishly tall.
I'm a little tall.
Right.
Correct.
Freakishly tall.
So you've all met me. You three have met me. I'm not that tall. I'm just
Freakish.
tall. Rob,
I don't know. That was one of the first things Grace said at Jordan Coast. Like, everyone is so tall.
Everyone's so tall. I know.
This is
But
like
apparently I
a very
give off
tall, attractive fandom.
Short
Yes.
girl vibes, because a lot of which, no problem with that. But a lot of the fandom was like, little Allie. And I went, how tall do you think I am? I'm 5'6". Like, I'm not small.
Lil
You're
Al.
taller than me. I'm 5'5".
I know, I'm tall. I walk around and I like wear big shoes too. So I'm always clomping.
Well, now
But-
I'm just gonna have Lil Sebastian in my head every
Little
time.
Allie.
There goes Lil Allie.
Little Allie. Doing
Make
her
t-shirts.
best. Riding on that mini horse because she
I hate that
fits.
for you.
Well, okay. Who else? I'll open it up now that I've said my opinions. Who else has some strong feelings about this group?
This is not a strong feeling group for me. I mean, I got more feelings because of Wheel Takes Goggles. So Caroline Damodred, I was like, yeah, she is stupid hot, and I love that for her. So I obviously voted for her. I'm hoping she
Thank
won.
you.
I have a suspicion that people voted Daddy Dav. And I'm fine with that.
Guilty.
Davram he's never really done it for me. Hasn't been my kink. Not to yuck anyone's yums. I'm really thrilled if he made it through, because I know there's a lot of people who love him. But these are all characters that I will say I enjoy them. I like this bracket. I hope they all win, and if they don't, strong participation trophies.
I hear you there, Rob.
Yeah.
Rob, where's your heart set? Or is it strongly set here?
I voted Daddy Davram. I had
Daddy
to.
Dav.
All right.
Yeah, Daddy Dav. It's just there was a solid 4, but Caroline, I was just like, sorry.
Ha! How dare you, sir?
I'm sorry. I
You are
scrolled
a
through
guest.
I'm suing.
It was between Dira and Davram. Like that was the two. I was like, Daddy Davram.
Can we all unanimously agree that Samael is not hot? I mean, that's the only thing I feel strongly about here is he's
I
not.
think.
I
here's the
mean,
thing.
I was offended by the term king for him, but fair enough,
I'm not going to say any character's not hot.
I cannot. Yeah.
I people voted for Samael, and I get it. And he is funny, unintentionally or
Is he?
otherwise.
No, what
He's
did he
really
call-
funny to us.
What did he call the fool's box? It's the
Nabara.
box? Yes.
Oh
That he gave for like the traveling box, but it literally just meant like, you fool.
Yeah, it meant idiot box.
Oh my god, he's so funny. He's so
Yeah.
funny.
He's a funny
And
guy.
the fact that he mirror of
He's
missed
got
himself
he's got a scar.
just a little bit taller.
If you are
That
into
kills
tall
me every
people,
time.
he is
Yeah.
actually like 6'2".
Every time.
Yeah.
Not
He
according
mirrored
to the
Mr.
show if we
Sophie's-
trust what the
We trust the
statues
little.
say.
Well, we're not. Hey, there's no. Where's the
I know. I'm not saying about the, but like if we're
No
going by like
actress.
show
I don't have one of
canon,
those cool little knives.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, like Gus said, scar. He has a scar. Scars are hot.
I have to point out that someone called it
are
the
hot.
mirror,
Mirror
of
of
lifts.
lifts.
I was
Love that
literally,
wrist.
oh my god, I was about to. I love this fan. They're so much funnier than me. Okay, and then the second thing is he loves dogs. We know this.
He does.
yes,
He loves dogs. Loving dogs is hot.
very hot.
Yeah.
Then those are my two arguments for Samael.
This is good.
It's a short
I
argument.
believe he's blonde as well.
He is. He is.
Blondes are hot.
Yeah,
Can
well,
Rob, it's been good having you.
I just love giving Ali shit.
Rob, are
sometimes.
you
It's quite fun.
going through a tunnel?
And this is true. He's a clever guy. He's got plans on plans, even if they
he's
don't.
clever,
pan out.
he's funny, and you know what? I feel like sometimes he can take the piss out of himself. Especially like maybe not like short jokes so much.
No.
But I
No, I
feel
don't
like
think he
he can have a good laugh at his own expense, and that's
Yeah.
very hot to me.
So
That I don't see. I see
Yeah.
more unintentionally funny.
I feel like it
But-
takes himself too seriously.
Yes.
yeah, he
Yeah,
takes himself
I
very
agree there.
seriously.
But wasn't he also an athlete before?
He was a quarterback.
So okay,
Yes.
so he's probably got a good little bod going on.
He was
right.
He was a sword champion.
Toy bud.
I mean,
maybe like a
the
little
key.
bud.
The key there is used to be.
That's
So-
true. Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, who knows when he was in the if you were in the what was that thing that they
The
were trapped
boar?
in? Yeah, when you were trapped in the boar, like what happened? Like did you freeze there? Well, I guess you did kind of freeze forever, but
Unless you were apparently Agenor or Balthamel. But everybody else, yeah. pretty much.
DeVito for Sammy.
This one turned out to be contentious. You know, this was not the runaway that I expected. I thought it would be a slam dunk for, as we call him, Daddy Dav.
I think Wheel Takes Goggles did play. I learned this time that there's definitely such thing as Wheel Takes Goggles.
Yes,
Mhm.
Because
from our
this
never-ending
definitely
obsession
was
with
for
certain
me.
characters. In last place, unsurprisingly, I have to say, is Samael. 7.3% of the vote, 72 votes in total.
he came up
Oh.
short.
He came up short.
Oh.
Third place, Tira Bashir, 13.5% of the vote, or about 132.
I think she should have gotten more, but
Yeah, poor Dira.
With,
Underappreciated.
I agree. Second place with 32% was Caroline. 32% is Caroline.
bad.
About 314 votes. But Davram took it with a plurality of 47.2% of the votes, or about 463.
I just
Pavara
need to
is
create a
not
few
in the
more
Grinwell Cup this year.
fake accounts next year, is what you're saying.
I will make more. I will do better next year.
We're gonna press onward. This,
Can I explain why Pavara is not?
yeah, you can.
I
explain what
didn't
Pavara is
really
not.
know her when I was making the bracket, and now I finally know her a little bit. The two that I really regret not putting in this year because they just didn't make enough of an impact on me until right before the Grinwell Cup started were Millie Skane and Pavara, and I'm really mad I didn't put either of them in this year.
Next year.
Next
Next
year,
year.
they're
Next year
already.
for
I
sure.
already have started making
Yes,
like a list
we
for
shake
next
it up
year.
a little bit every year.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I've put them on to make sure that I remember next year.
We're gonna press forward into the next round. This one was called Morgaze's Tinder Swipes. Morgaze's Tinder
Exceptional.
Swipes. Allie, tell us a little bit about the rationale for this poll.
They dated more gays.
They have dated or somehow been connected to
It's a
Morgaze.
very
Japan.
complicated rationale.
It's got to be
Yes.
a really broad bracket, I have to tell you, because after a while, you've got four people that have never spoken or
Yes.
been anywhere close to each other, and you have to figure out a way to justify it. So,
We've got face to face Martin Talonvor. Yes, his name is Martin. Gareth Bryn, the what is his title? The Lion of Andor, whatever. He's the guy with with the
bull
pipe.
with the
Yeah.
roses.
And Tom Marilyn, the former court bard, now traveling gleeman. Let's jump in. Rob, of these three, if you're gonna pick one out, where are you leaning?
I I don't know. I'm trying
Thank
to
you.
remember who I voted for now.
Oh my gosh, Rob, I'm so excited for you to say Martin.
Did I vote for? I feel like I might know. I think I voted for
fucking
Bryn, to be honest. I don't think
We
I
don't
voted for
shame
Martin.
anyone.
Yeah,
Except
but
for
I'm
me.
scrolling through the 500 retweets of every poll, just trying to find it now.
If you press on the retweet, like it has like the quote tweet. It'll
No,
take
but
you right to the
I'm
poll.
still seeing quote tweets for like
Yeah, no,
Perrin's
he's-
Peg
he's-
Palace. Like I'm scrolling down your page. that's why it's
Your
taking me so
search is
long.
over.
Everyone
Yeah.
gets stuck in Perrin's Peg Palace.
Everyone
It's
detours
hard to
into
leave.
the
It was just too funny not to say while it was on the screen. I think I voted
appreciate
for
that.
Bryn in this
Bryn.
setup.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something to be said for a man who ages well.
Certainly.
Mm.
Certainly. And the fan art I've seen of that character, he's a very, very handsome fella.
Mhm. It's true.
Delusions, where's your heart set here?
Because this is no. What did you do? What did you do?
I found it, and apparently I voted for Tom Merrilin. No, I didn't vote. I didn't vote. No,
You're a free agent.
Wow.
I'm a free agent. Okay. Oh, all right. Come back to me, and I'll tell you who I pick.
Okay.
I got to debate it out now.
And work.
I gotta think.
Man,
over
if
a
this
hot
turned into a
computer.
tight poll.
I work over a hot computer for these polls. For you not to vote?
Sorry, I keep punching our microphone. folks.
Shame. You don't
Look,
refresh
sometimes I'm
every
at
morning?
work and I just miss it. Okay.
No.
And if
okay.
I turned on notifications for your Twitter account, I think I'd get 1,000 notifications a day, and my battery would drain in about 10 minutes.
No, I
Oh, shoot,
These
they're
are
not
excuses.
worth
You
it.
can't help being popular.
No, I love it. I love it. I just don't think my phone. I can't afford to replace my phone that quickly. So
That is fair. That is fair. Graendal, who did you vote for, my dear?
Gareth Bryn.
Gareth Bryn.
Oh my, he is so hot and competent and has so much, like, it's the soft confidence that really does it for me. He doesn't need anyone to like pump his tires. He knows what he wants and he will go for it. He is a man who truly thinks and knows that he is deserving of a queen and that he can treat that queen right. And I love him. Gareth Bryn is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. He does so many things for my pants. Talonvor. If we were speaking to 13-year-old me, Allie, you would have loathed her because little baby Grendel reading this series at 11 years old thought Martin Talonvor was the hottest hot to hot the hot. I would have walked across fire for him, and I hate that for me. And I'm so happy that I reread this series multiple times as an adult and through my 20s, and after dealing with fuckboys, and learning my lesson, not through Excel sheets, but through bed sheets. So just taking those lessons and really growing through the Talonvor of it all.
Are you okay, Allie?
So I'm happy I'm on the other side. I'm happy I no longer find that attractive. Growing pains and
Jesus
Tom Merrilin, I can never forgive for Elaine. And I think it's disgusting. And after that moment,
But I
in
feel
Fires
like
of Heaven, it's just never been hot for me.
I don't think that was his fault.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm
Okay.
not saying that he like was at fault for that, but it was just one of those things where I was like, man, if you're my dad in this moment and like this is what was happening, like I wanted you to actually like be the mentor and kind of dial that back instead of shrugging and just saying, well, girl's gonna girl. And I know that's a Bob thing and not a Tom thing, but the two are synonymous in my mind. And I wanted him to be the mentor that Elaine needed in that moment. And so
Sure.
I haven't found him hot after that.
We talk about competence being hot, and sometimes incompetence is not.
It is
Right.
not.
Sometimes it simply overwhelms.
I
Wait, Bain&Chiad, I'd like to hear your
okay.
thoughts.
So I will fully admit that I was extremely swayed by Show Tom for this poll, and I could not help myself, and so I voted for Tom. But I probably would have voted for Tom anyway, because I'm not a huge fan of Bryn, for a particular reason that I'm not sure happens before Path of Daggers, so I don't necessarily want to say it. But it has to do with a particular thing that he's not competent with, that I just don't like. And for the other person, who's the other person? I forget now.
Talonvor.
Oh, yes.
Marty.
Best to forget him.
Best to forget. Graendal, I appreciate your confession because I had the same issue. And yes, it was a tough lesson to learn, but your story is relatable. So you're not alone in that.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, I'm
Thank
over
you for the
him.
solidarity.
Tom he's talented. He has a sonorous voice. He's musical. He's deep. He's emotional. He likes words. I don't know. I'm into that.
Yeah. He's a poet.
Yeah,
right?
He's an artist. And I can respect
well reasoned.
Yeah, when we talk about Lan, in the previous polls, it always comes up. He's a warrior poet, and a lot of people are warriors, but he's a warrior poet.
So to quote James from last week, a rock could tell me poetry. That doesn't mean I would fuck it.
That's true.
You know what, James? Lower your standards.
Well, that speaks for one of us, James.
We are famously pretty down on Talonvor on our podcast, but I'm gonna try to be as nice to the character as I can because he got a handful of votes. He got a good number of votes.
Wait. I don't get to say my feelings.
Oh, weigh
Let
in.
women speak, Gus.
Classic wheel takes.
Classic. So first of all, I'm going to third the problematic dating history / opinions about men. I wouldn't have hated her, Graendal. I would have probably been friends with her, and we would have been crying over how we're Team Edward together.
With his goddamn fedora, that was definitely so hot.
Sneaking into her room at night. What were we reading? Anyway, so, and we probably would have been Team Gus. Plug your ears. Gus is reading The Hunger Games for the first time, and we will be doing a podcast about it.
Absolutely.
I would have been Team Gale with you. Like we would have been Team Problematic Fates together.
PETA, my babe, grew on me.
Team Gale. Yes, obviously, eventually. Eventually, I found my PETA, but it took a minute. It takes a minute. All right.
Oh boy, I don't like either of them. So yeah, I think both those boys are trash.
We'll go back.
Okay.
I feel like you're going through a tunnel again.
I am now with Bella and with Katniss, like Team Nobody. Like
Yeah.
Like go on your own, girl.
I'm Team the dude who's the teacher.
If I can come back, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Who's their mentor? Who's their mentor at the beginning?
Haymitch.
Haymitch.
Oh,
I'm Team
What
Haymitch.
about Haymitch to be together?
See, here's the thing about like Team PETA and why I love him, because it's not like a passionate love. He's just there to be her trauma and solidarity.
Stay away.
She doesn't
Oh,
like
we have
actually choose
so many
him
more
for
polls to
love.
do.
It's just like they're trauma bonded
Yeah, I
and they're
forgot the rest of the
besties,
song.
and I love that for them. They're just like a very old couple who hold hands and like clutch each other at night.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
I'm
Yes.
curious when Gus gets fed up that we won't let him back on the podcast right now.
All right, you can come back.
Okay.
You see how awkward it is?
Yeah, it's weird.
That was like half of Ali's Jordan Con last year, basically.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I know everyone's talking about me right in front of me. It's a lot of like middle school trauma too that comes back where you're like, I know everyone's talking about me and I don't know what they're saying. So anyway, I had to look up who I voted for because I completely forgot. I voted for Tom.
Yes.
I don't remember doing that. So I knew I wasn't going to vote for Martin, though objectively, I think probably physically he might be the most attractive one. But I just can't I've grown out of that phase of my life. Gareth Bryn, I find really attractive in theory, and then he starts spanking Swan, and
those are the parts that I just they don't happen.
Yeah.
You see,
I don't-
and this
No,
is what's
it's
real. we have to ignore things sometimes in the Wheel of Time. When it's our faves, we just ignore the bad things they do. And I hear that.
Which is the thing about Talonvor. I think if you mentally dial Talonvor down like 25 to 30%, you get
fine. But
I am not a huge fan of the character myself, but you know. We lost Delusions.
We upset Grindel with that, apparently.
She apparently
was
huge
so
Talonvor
mad.
stan.
Yeah, so mad at Talonvor.
We lost her.
I'm sure she'll be back.
Yeah.
Shortly.
Someone in chat said it really well. Another Turning said there's a certain level of sexiness in the devotion Talonvor shows, but it gets creepy over time.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
And I think the thing that bothers me about it is that I don't know if Bob necessarily realizes that it's creepy. So I think we're supposed to really root for them.
Right.
And I'm like, no, Bob.
You know what? Maybe I'll do some deep dives into Matt's old website and see if I can find any interviews that Robert Jordan gave about Talonvor, and maybe if he elaborates on him as a character. I don't know if this has ever happened, but I'm gonna see if he's like ever weighed in.
Another Turning had a really apt point. So if any of you are chronically on TikTok like I am, I have a problem.
I mean, I'm on it, but not chronically. So
I have a problem. But occasionally you'll see those like boys that are biting their lip at the camera, and they're like, imagine we were alone in an elevator together, and I look at you like this, and like it's like the song is always,
I would punch you in your face.
Meant to break your heart. Like that's Talonvor, like unironically.
Yes.
So
just hoping more gays will swipe on him at some point and be like, "Oh, I want to follow this account."
How many accounts does this guy have?
And he would be the guy with the fish.
This I don't know.
On Tinder, he'd be the guy with the fish.
Oh my God! I was like, "Is this a euphemism?" No, he would absolutely be the guy with the fish.
The guy with the fish. He'd be like posing with a fish, and you'd be like, why do so many men on Tinder want to pose with dead things? I don't understand.
Great catch, baby.
Wanna emphasize this comment. There's nothing wrong with liking to be spanked.
Oh, I did say it was non-consensually spanking. The issue was that was my issue. But thank you
she is not
for letting me clarify. Yes, it was the non-consensual point.
We don't kink shame here.
Yes, we just say it must be between two consenting adults. Thank you.
So this poll, last place, Talonvor.
Yes.
Wait, 15.9.
Vindicated.
15.9% of the vote, 156 votes.
Get them off Twitter. They're too young.
There are no
the children. No.
They are under the age of 18.
They're ignoring it. They're ignoring the red flags.
Second place.
Okay.
Second place, Gareth Bryn with just about exactly a third, 325 votes.
See, but it's okay in this case to ignore the red flags.
And
this is acceptable.
You pick and choose the red flags that you want to ignore.
Yeah.
The wheel of red flags.
Winning the poll, Tom with 51%, just about. This one had, curiously, this and the previous poll had exactly the same number of votes, 980 votes.
Wow.
So Tom moves on.
I feel like Show Goggles may have impacted Tom, but I'm not gonna be like, again, yuck anyone's yums. You want to tug those mustaches, you want to go for a ride, get after it.
Show Goggles being a phrase we invented for the fact that the second year we did a Grinwell Cup, when we had actors that people were thinking of regardless of whether or not you were supposed to, those characters got a lot more votes all of a sudden.
Yes. I feel, I will argue this year, I don't think that was as much.
I think it was less so this year. It's been a little time.
It's been like a long time since we got to see them. So yeah.
Yes.
We've forgotten what they look like.
Oh, you finish
nipples.
You finished the data.
Yeah.
Oh, did you finish the data?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to take a second to plug the fact that Tom and Davram are going up against each other right now on our Twitter.
It is absolutely
very contentious vote that has been happening. It's been back and forth all day.
It has 1,088 votes.
Did I vote yet? I don't think I voted.
1,088? Oh my gosh!
I need to check.
Did I vote from all my accounts right now?
49.9 to.
I have access to 4 accounts. I will tweet from And we'll figure it out.
It is damn near a dead heat. It has been going back and forth all day.
Yeah,
it's
I don't even know where I land on this. I'm going to decide at the end of the show because I can't decide right now.
Some soul searching. We're going to press forward. The next poll is called the straw-haired clits, not chits.
I love this so much.
Allie, what's the origin of this title?
They're blonde.
They're blonde. They are or were blonde.
I'm checking out again, apparently.
And it's a pun on the word chit.
Listen, you try it.
It's straw-haired.
Really hard.
Chit. Here we have 4 characters. We have the Forsaken Graendal. We have the former queen of Andor, Morgaze Trakand. We have Sulin, the Maiden of the Spear. And we have Amis, the Wise One. And
it's now 50-50 with Tom and Davin.
It's now 50-50. My God.
Apparently.
It's been
back and forth all day.
This is my favorite kind of poll, is the one that simply is not a blowout.
Yes.
Some of them are blowouts.
We do our best to make them exciting. Some of them are just like, in the prelims, you gotta do some gimme rounds because it's just like,
sorry, I just saw the name of this poll.
Straw-haired clits?
Nope.
This one.
Free mustache rides.
Free mustache rides.
Oh yeah.
Free mustache rides.
Really proud of you.
Thank you. The best.
Delusions. Why don't you lead off with this one? This straw-haired clit.
I will say this actually, I think, is the toughest bracket so far for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a group of women who every single one of them I love for so many different reasons. I'm trying to only vote with one account because otherwise what happens when I vote with 2 is I vote for my favorites and they both get a vote and then the votes cancel out. So I'm trying to vote with one. And this was the one that almost broke me, I think. Sulin is a fucking queen. She is a Maiden of the Spear who I think it's never explicitly said, but she gave up a lot to continue with her career. Mm-hmm. And I know you guys have touched on your podcast about that particular Aiel custom, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But Sulin is basically, I look at her as like a 90s, a woman who would have been in the business world in the 90s. And I just love her and I respect her. And the scene of her breaking spears and then the scene of her screaming to go find Rand, those 2 scenes, I have read these books more times than I can count. It has been 24 years since I started reading this series. Today, if I picked up that passage and read it, I would be broken. Like, she is icon level hot. The passion that she has for Rand and the way she treats him as a brother is so hot. Amis, my girl, I don't even know what to say. Like, she's a woman who sticks to her word. I love that. She said she wouldn't train Egwene if Egwene did a thing. It doesn't lower her respect for Egwene. It doesn't take away her love for Egwene. But she's a woman who sticks by her word, and that is hot. Also, her and Ruark together, as they both have like such deep respect for each other as individuals and as a couple. And like then you throw in Leah as like the other roof mistress. Everything is just perfection, amazing. Respect is paramount in that relationship for me. Amis, very high contender. Morgaze is probably one of my favorite characters in the entire series. She's someone I slept on, definitely going through this for the first couple times. And then again, as I get older and see a little bit more of the world, she is someone that I relate to more and more. And the moment, I believe it's in Crown of Swords, when she passes the throne to Elaine, is, again, one of those moments that still breaks me every time I read it. She is so strong. She puts her country first. She puts her children first. And she still has this inner strength and inner resilience and confidence. Hot. But at the end of the day, I had to vote for Graendal because I think Graendal is one of the best written literary characters. She is one of, if we're talking hotness, it all comes down to Robert Jordan actually giving us a competent villain. And that's what I see in Graendal. And I think so much of fantasy is based on like these big theatrics, these big power moves, the battles, and everything else behind it. And Graendal is always one step ahead of everyone else. She has plans on plans on plans. Her intelligence is second to none. She is truly the smartest person on the field right now. Even to where you are, Allie, I think just in terms of what you've seen, she knows what everyone's about. She knows how to play with people's emotions. And it's just really cool to see Robert Jordan, in my opinion, give the most effective villain to a female who basically tries to portray herself as someone she isn't and weaponizes herself in a way that is unexpected. She knows how to use her body in a way that plays on the patriarchy, that builds on principles of misogyny, and she knows how to subvert it in every step she does. And to me, that is hot AF. Obviously, I'm not condoning any of the things that she does, and there's different reasons for that. But in terms of well-written villains and literature hotness, Graendal takes it for me. So that's who I voted with. Thank you for giving me a platform.
I knew this one was hard.
Thank you for my dissertation.
I didn't know how hard it was.
No, this is why we have the Grinwell Cup, is for passionate dissertations about our favorite characters.
Yeah.
For me, I ended up voting for, they were all strong contenders for me. I voted for Sulin just for that breaking the spears scene alone. Like, ma'am. Also, just the maidens for me in general have it for star quality. Excellent. No notes. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I would let Sulin break me like she broke that spear. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, there's an argument, I think, for all of them. The other thing I wanted to highlight is Rourke and Amice's look at each other from across the thing when they first see each other in the waist after Rourke's been away. And I think it's Egwene thinks to her, or Rand, one of them thinks to themselves, like, I feel like I shouldn't be here. Wow. Goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. And this is why I truly think that Amice and Rourke are the best. Davram and Dira are close, but there's the yelling at each other thing that I go, listen, what you need to do to rile each other up is your business, but maybe we don't pass that on to our children as an expectation for a healthy marriage. But Amice and Rourke, to me, I mean, they're so supportive of one another. He lets her do her thing. They support each other. It's like it is like the non-toxic relationship in the Wheel of Time. Please don't ruin it, Robert. Please don't prove me wrong, Robert. Let it stay this incredible, it's a God tier relationship to me. Yes, Brie, God tier relationship. That is actual couple goals to me.
Other thoughts? Anybody? Bain&Chiad?
I feel like I
stick with your Spear sisters.
Absolutely. I mean, I voted for Sulin, but I can't argue with anything else that was said. I love all four of these ladies. I wouldn't kick any of them out of bed. They're all, literally, they're all hot for different reasons, but got to go with my Spear sister. She's gorgeous. She's strong. She's passionate. She's loyal. She's, how could you not pick Sulin? Yeah.
Team all of them, honestly.
Yeah. If I could vote for all of them, I would.
Rob, where are you sitting?
I voted for Sulin too. Like Ali said, literally the spear breaking scene, just absolute dedication to who she is, unapologetic. This is who I am. This is what I am. This is what I will be. I ain't gonna apologize for it. You can do what you're gonna do, but I'm gonna be me regardless. That's hot.
And I love that Rand looked at that scene of pure devotion to her cause and went, oh, wow, that is so amazing. I'm going to do the absolute bare minimum.
I know, right?
That's our boy. That's our trauma boy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like him.
Okay, I'll bring a couple.
Well, I am against women dying, so I'll do
You got me where it hurts.
bare minimum to keep you alive.
Yeah. I typically don't vote. In this case, I honestly,
Who would you vote
because I think she just needs a win. She needs a win so badly. I would have voted for more gays.
Yeah.
You know, the poor queen has been getting stomped into the mud every other chapter where we're at, and I just think she needs a lift. I just think she needs a win.
For those of you who feel sorry for her
vote.
gays, she has done incredibly well in brackets past.
Oh yeah.
Like in past years, she makes it quite far. So it's not like this is an every year occurrence. She kicked Elaine's ass last year.
I mean, in the context of the books. we did a
As
Trek
she
and
should.
to Rec and it was her, Elaine, and Gawain. Famously, that was the year that Gawain set a record for fewest votes in any poll of the Grinwell Cup.
Like beautiful
ever.
year. Beautiful
Now,
year for polls.
The question is, did that record stand? We'll see.
Mm.
Knowing that this year, just by dint of time and word of mouth, the polls are getting about twice as many votes on average minimum.
Which is wild.
Which is crazy. we are amazed. But yes, we
thank you all for making that happen.
are going to break it down here. On last place, 11% of the vote, Amis, with 101.
Boo. I'm going to boo everyone.
Cool.
No,
everyone should win.
Are you sure about that, Gus? I'm looking at it.
Did I get them backwards?
I think you got them backwards.
11% of the vote, Sulin.
What?
Yes.
Okay, I got
That's
it
worse
backwards.
somehow. What?
I know, right?
It's the
My
same, but
spreadsheet's
also
wrong.
No.
11% of the vote, Sulin. Let me switch my numbers.
What? I was just hoping that it just meant people didn't remember Amis.
Third
What?
place, 14.3% of the vote, Amis. And then a very close race here. Morgay's taking second, 33.4% of the vote, 306 votes. Graendal coming out in the lead with 41.3, 378 votes.
It's actually pretty close.
They were very close.
Yeah.
This was a competitive round.
I thought it would be, but I was actually surprised by the result of this
Very
one.
competitive, yeah.
I am going to ask
916.
you to not make this poll next year because it hurt me to vote.
That's how the cup works.
I am
unfortunately.
I
nourished
wasn't
by
ready
your
for pain
pain
in the prelims.
Well, sometimes we set it up and it's more painful than we thought it would be.
there is no.
Sometimes we put characters together. This will be a walk, and then it's not.
Yeah.
I never see. Here's the thing. That's Gus. I am always looking for maximum pain causing. I am always hoping. I love
Twitter.
more than anything. There's nothing that makes me more insecure than someone going, "This is the easiest one so far," which always happens. Every poll we do, someone's like, "This is the easiest one so far."
Sorry, I did do that for one of them. Sorry.
It's okay. It's
We
okay.
understand the
I love
wink.
the banter. I love when you give me a hard time, but there's nothing I love more on this earth than people crying in the comments.
I just want to.
Yeah. I get that.
I sit there and I'm like, yes, excellent.
Oh yeah, when it's over, the
Suffer.
Grinwell Cup with which character is my favorite? Yes. I just want to point out Davin, Bashir, and Tom are dead even. It is 50-50. It is not showing
Jesus
points.
wept.
Really proud of everyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even number of votes as well. Wow, that's
Let's
mad.
keep it rolling. We're gonna move
This
on.
is about as
to...
exciting as Barrelane Liana last year.
That was
And that was
rough.
that was the final. Or no,
Yeah.
Barrelane Brigitte,
Brigitte.
I'm sorry, last year.
49-51. We're gonna move on to Band of the Red Spanking Hand, Allie. What's this?
Band of the Red Hand.
And
Fail
And also Fail's
loves to
there.
spank. Anyway.
so this time we've got it's a round of 4 characters. We've got Matt Cawthon. He needs no introduction. Talmanes de Levinde, or de Levinda, the Kyrian and second in command. Fail to Bashir Ibarra. Fail ni Bashir to Ibarra, sorry. And
Unforgivable.
Uno no Mesta.
One quick thing.
Yes, Allie?
It's about to get way worse. Believe me, I'm looking at the bracket. It's about to get so much worse. And I can't wait. This is the best part. The prelims, I'm like, let's get through the prelims for the real slaughter. It's the cornucopia. We're not going to say what that is. But anyway, we get past the cornucopia, then the real games begin.
Who'd like to
whatever that may be.
I'm gonna turn on an overhead light because I don't like this.
But I was feeling a little ghostly.
Who'd like to take the lead here?
Why doesn't Rob take this one?
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say I'll kick it off. So there's only three entrants in this one for me. I don't count Matt. So like there's
what?
I like Matt. I love Matt. I don't think Matt's hot. I think he's
Oh, my friend, continue talking. You may have your platform, but I will have words.
Matt.
Rob doesn't think Matt's hot.
This is why I love Matt.
I just don't get hot
me.
vibes from Matt. Like cheeky, charming, sure. Yeah. Hot? No.
Sir,
correct.
He has thunder tongue, and I will not be taking questions at this time.
That's fine. Like that's fine.
He
can have
doesn't mean you're hot.
That doesn't mean he's hot. He can be real talented. Like that does not mean he's top. You know, just because you know what you're doing doesn't mean you look hot doing it. So.
Competence.
All right. Maybe you got half
much
point
more
with
competent.
Maybe.
He falls ass backwards into competence.
Yeah, like
and that's not sexy. You gotta earn competence.
You gotta earn it.
I love. Can we put Rajesh? She's coming up on screen right now.
Well, I gotta say, I've always.
Rajesh, she's just put a comment in there. So
my
yes, see, I saved it for this show today.
My journey with Matt has been, just for context why I'm laughing so hard, my journey with Matt has been, other than the fact that y'all are hilarious, my journey has been, I hate this kid, to am I this kid? And now I identify so hard with him. So, Rob is just basically telling me I'm not hot, and that's very fair.
But before we get into
so this is Rob's first and last appearance on Wheel Takes, everyone.
He will never come back.
That's fine. That's fine.
No. Please continue telling me why I'm not hot.
No, so it was close between the other three to me. Okay.
Yes, tell us why Matt's not hot.
I love Tom Annis. I think Tom Annis is one of the funniest characters in Wheel Time. Seriously, just slays me. Fail, I love Fail. Knife Wife, as we were saying earlier, brilliant. But I had to go with Uno. I just think the way Uno swears is just
so happy.
Brilliant. And I didn't, at the time when I voted, I didn't even think about the Guy Roberts thing, so they give me shit on free talk.
Are you sure?
100%.
That's true.
100%. No, 100% true. But no, it's just, the swearing is just brilliant.
The swearing
and
is
like,
great.
He's got some stories to tell. So I don't know. He doesn't go out. He doesn't chase women. He doesn't do it. He just exists. And I just think he's hot.
So your standard is existence. Over Matt Coffin.
No, I mean, as like before,
breathes
hotter
than Matt.
Sulin, like before with Sulin, Uno's like, this is me, this is who I am. I'm gonna be me no matter what. I'm gonna try not to swear because you don't like swearing, and I'm gonna really basically half kill that way. I'm just gonna like really, yeah.
You're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I was like, I almost, and I cut myself off there. No, you're fine.
You got it. You
come
back
back
on it.
Yeah.
I'm getting earmuffs for Jordan Con.
We are getting earmuffs.
Good idea.
It's gonna be really good.
And it's just, he's very unapologetically him, and he doesn't change for anybody, and I love that. So I picked Uno, but it was very tough. I could have picked any one of the three.
There's no wrong answers.
Wow, that's a great comment.
Before you two give your rebuttal, I would just like to say I also always exclude Matt from pretty much any poll that I vote for because of a thing called Matt bias. I just feel like everybody loves Matt. Matt's the only person people vote for. They just think he's awesome, and he is awesome. I mean, he's charming. He's all the things Rob said, but he's just not, like, he just doesn't do it for me. So, I guess I just have a thing where, like, if there's something that's people just really, really, really like a lot, I can't go along with the crowd. I have to go against it.
You're Gus like that.
So you hate Pedro Pascal then?
No, I'm a Pedro Pascal originalist, so I don't.
Yeah, that is
fine
true. Yeah.
that everyone else loves him now. I knew it would
Everyone
happen
else is
eventually. It just took them a really long time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You and Gus are like
You
that.
liked Pedro before, it was cool.
Oh God, yeah, forever. But Fail, of course, I mentioned before. Knife wife, hot, competent, like stunning, helps Perrin, devoted to him, loyal to him, learns his culture. She's the best.
What's your favorite Fail moment up to the end of Path of Daggers? So before she gets kidnapped.
Up to the end. Okay. See, a lot of my favorite moments are after that, but I'm gonna have to say when she comes to the Battle of the Two Rivers and saves him with the rest of the Two Rivers folks. Yeah, that's
such a good moment.
Such a good moment.
Mine has been when she got kidnapped, but that is purely to do with the bingo.
It's totally fine. Totally fine.
Allie makes a bingo sheet of her predictions, and for each book. And the only thing she needed, we were going into the last 2 chapters of Path of Daggers, and she had 4 in a row, and then right smack dab in the middle was Fael gets kidnapped, and we hadn't seen Perrin since chapter 7. And she is starting to lament the fact that Fael is not going to get. She's not going to get bingo. And then all of a sudden,
second book in a row,
Michael Kramer's voice pops in, and says Perrin, and her ears prick up. And then
please tell me you recorded this.
Like, I did.
Oh yeah,
video.
I did, yeah.
A video.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh yeah,
nice.
And then we learn that Perrin left Fael behind her. She sits up straighter.
Like he left
and
her
then
behind.
Kate Redding comes in and talks about Fael, and she's
like, Fael POV, Fael POV. It's happening. It's happening.
And lo and behold,
and she gets kidnapped, and I was so obnoxious the rest of the evening. I kept going. Everyone doubted me, and Gus was like, they didn't because they knew what was going to happen. And I was like, everyone doubted that I could pull this off, but here I am. Anyway, so, but my second favorite is definitely the Battle of the Two Rivers Fael. Bain&Chiad, did you have anything else you wanted to say? I'm so sorry. I feel like I interrupted you.
No, that's totally fine. No, that's my favorite Fael moment. And people in chat mentioning the one where she lets him cry over his family. Yeah, that's another great moment. Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot about that. Now I'm gonna be sad.
That's my favorite, like probably of the whole series. That's my favorite Fael moment.
Unbelievable moment.
Yeah.
That was good wife moment. Good wife move.
Yeah. Great partner. Great partner.
Delusions, are you gonna come to Matt's defense, or are you gonna say never mind Fael? Yeah, you're gonna.
Obviously.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Obviously. So if you can be a Pedro Pascal originalist, then I feel like I can be a Matt Cawthon originalist.
Okay.
Because I started reading these books before Winter's Heart came out. Okay. So again, I was 11 years old. I was learning about sexuality. Matt Cawthon was my sexual awakening.
Okay.
And I will not apologize then or now. And this is one of those relationships that has just grown more obsessive over time. I think Matt Cawthon is a perfect person because he is perfect in his imperfections. I too deal with trauma through laughter and avoidance. And I think Matt is so representative of what real people go through and how they deal with real fucking trauma. It took me 10 years to recognize a situation not dissimilar to what Matt went through with Tai. And I don't expect Matt to deal with it immediately thereafter. And I think the way he handled that situation is very relatable. I think him exposing and seeking outside assistance in that moment when it happens is hot as fuck. He is willing to be vulnerable. He is typically a man who loves consent. He does not pursue if no one is interested, and he pretty much puts his cards on the table. He is my consent boy. He is one of the funniest characters in the entire series. Humor is the hottest thing to me. He's smart. He can laugh at himself. Again, super hot. And he has been through a lot of trauma, and he knows what's on the other side of it. And he can still find joy in the ride. And more important than all of those things, he understands what it is to be a platonic bestie. And I find that so attractive that he can look at women and not just see them as a sexual being. He can look at women like Melindra when he was with her and say, ma'am, you are competent and I don't need to protect you. You can, in fact, protect me. You are your own woman. You are your own person. I am not going to treat you different simply because we have different anatomy. And that is the hottest thing that a man can do. He respects women. And in terms of characters in the Wheel of Time, he does it for me every time. Matt Cawthon, there are no other contenders in this. He will win the Grinwell Cup every year in my mind. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. Yes.
So he's your pick. He's your overall pick then.
Everything. He's like, he is the hottest character probably in all of literature. I love Matt Cawthon. Ron Weasley is a tight second, but like Matt Cawthon every day and night.
I did not vote for Matt because Matt is me and I, like Bain&Chiad, do not find me hot. But
you're not into yourself.
It'd be too narcissistic even for me. But Fail and I find Fail very hot, but I would have to ignore some of the aspects of her and Perrin's relationship.
I get that
for me to really like smash that button. Uno and I would have great fun together, but he would not be the hottest one in my opinion. Like I do think he knows what he's doing, but and it would be a great fun, but not someone I would immediately look across the bar at and go, yes, you I will pursue. Talmanis, on the other hand, is emotionally intelligent. He told Matt when Matt was having a hard time, like he was gonna like talk him through it with some good drinks. And I feel like he's got star quality. He's got star quality to me. Like he would walk into a room and I would notice. And he's funny, and I like funny.
He's got that dry wit.
I love the dry. Funny. Yeah, it's so dry. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. So I voted for Talmanis. And I thought more. Well, I shouldn't say that.
I probably would have voted for Fail if I could have voted. I don't vote. I like the way she's written. I like her growth. She's got a lot of growing to do, but especially all the stuff in the back half of book 4 with her and Perrin, as has been mentioned.
Fail's who I would have been attracted to in middle school or high school.
So this time we've got last place with 6.5% of the vote was Uno. That's about 80 votes.
Oh, that feels okay. 80 votes.
80 votes. It's 1,207 votes on this one. Third place was Talmanis with 19.5%, so 235. Third place, pretty far behind, unfortunately or not, was Fail, 24.8%, about 300 votes. And taking it away is Matt Cawthon, the one and only 49.1% of the vote.
The creator of the wet dream.
If it makes you feel better, Bain&Chiad, this is the first year Matt has made it past the prelims.
Matt usually gets obliterated.
Really?
Yeah. Who has he lost to?
Alura.
Okay.
The first time.
Surprised us. That surprised us the first year. We did not see that coming. And then the second, that was our first upset in the Grinwell Cup history. And then the second one, he definitely lost. I cannot remember who he was against. We'll have to go back into our records and remember.
Okay.
But
that does make me feel better, actually. I'm glad
the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought this was a pretty good matchup. I think there's and this is what I love about the Grinwell Cup is that we have four of us all voted for different people. And see, there is no universal hotness.
There is, and like everyone has because everyone has gone through different journeys in their life to like understand what they're actually attracted to now and what gets them going.
Yeah.
I think you're all wrong because objectively Matt is the hottest character in the entire Wheel of Time.
You are a dog friend, so
All right, Robert. All right.
Wow.
Jim, please.
We're gonna keep the party rolling into the next round here. My favorite title, Perrin's Peg Palace. Allie, explain yourself.
Well, for those of us who are not part of our podcast, like listen to our podcast regularly, Gus came up with Perrin's Peg Palace because at one point Fayo was scratching Perrin's back, I think, to send a message to Berelaine, who she thought was sleeping with her husband. And I was very confused by that, because why would she scratch his back? Like, would she necessarily see that? And then Gus goes, well, maybe she's pegging him. And since then, and you know what? Maybe she is. And
Maybe
so since then, Perrin's Peg Palace was born. It was a Gus invention on our podcast. But
I will say that the triple P that you, like, when you guys were on our podcast, you referenced a triple P that's like big in the IT world.
Point-to-point protocol.
That's right. And then you said it's not Perrin's Peg, or it's Perrin's Peg Palace. That phrase alone broke my father. Like, shattered him into a million pieces. Like, that was like one of the best things that has ever been said to him.
Good.
That makes me so proud to that. Yeah. I think we really started leaning in during that to the Perrin is always like Ice-T from Law and Order, where he's always
never
like,
quite sure what's going on.
You're telling me that the wise ones can channel? Like,
the poor man disappears for like 2.5 books. Then he comes back and he's like, Matt has an army? The Aiel can use the power. What?
Yeah, Perrin's function is to elucidate the slowest.
And I
reader.
love Perrin. I identify in a lot of ways with Perrin. He's a wonderful character.
It's my favorite character.
Yeah. And by that I mean me. Perrin has come in handy for me many times.
So this time we've got here Gaul of the Imran Sept. Best known for jumping 6 feet directly into the air one time.
Oh, that killed me. That was so funny.
Aram, the tinker turned not that. Berelaine, Sir Pendrag, and I forgot what her last final name is. Tanriel?
No. I never know.
The first of Mayan, and Will Elsene, who is known for being from the Two Rivers and being
hot.
Being super hot.
So hot. So
hot.
I thought,
but according to Robert, so that doesn't necessarily hold water here.
Justice for Ban and his nose. Some of us love a stately nose.
Rob, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know. I looked at this and I was like, well, this is a 2-horse race, surely, isn't it? So I didn't see people voting for Will. I don't see people voting for Will or Aram. And
my Will, who definitely romped with Bain&Chiad.
Totally. They were totally into Will.
In the woods.
Yeah. Shared a look.
Definitely.
They had a good time too. You could tell based on how they interacted afterward.
Yep.
Will is very giving.
Will is very.
Yeah, like Chrissy just said in chat, like Will is a Two Rivers 10, but he's like a Camelin 7. So, you know.
Whoa!
Yep.
Come on,
you
folks,
are coming for blood right now.
You know, and then
I cannot believe the Will slander that has been occurring.
I'm sorry.
Rob, please continue.
And then you got Aram. I'm sorry. It's just I've just never thought Aram was hot. Like I'm reading no.
I agree.
And so it comes down between Berelaine and Gaul, and I'm just like, there's too much. I love Berelaine's character is great, and the political intrigue is really awesome. But I don't think that makes her hot.
Sure.
Like she's described as sexy, she's described as all those things, but like all the political play puts me off in terms of hotness. So I had to go with Gaul. Yeah, I had to go with Gaul, who again, unapologetically, this is who I am. This is what I do. And I went with Jump Boy. So yeah. I'm sensing a trend in how I vote here. You know, be true to who you are.
You chose a fucking kangaroo over one of the most genius minds.
I chose a stone dog over a political character.
I mean, there's no wrong answers here. Obviously.
Apparently there is.
Gall is the guy in high school who is physically incapable of passing an open door frame without banging on the top of it.
Oh,
Yes!
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, he really is, yeah.
Gall is the reason
Apparently, so are you.
Gall's the reason why the first year I made a losers bracket because I was so upset he lost his first matchup that I ran a second tournament in the hopes that he would come back, and he was eliminated immediately.
And then I said to him, we can't do this again. Like, we have to let them get eliminated, even if they're your favorite.
Ma'am, let the Lord of Chaos reign, please.
Yes, exactly. It hurts more when they're gone forever until next year. And that's what I want. I want the pain. I want the intrigue. I am bored. I need it. I need to sow chaos. How dare you, honestly, though, with Bearlane?
There's also an element of my voting. I don't like to vote for the obvious choice.
That's fair.
Unless I truly believe that is the right choice.
You're also
I hate this decision making.
Everyone's
happening
like,
here. Where
this is what you should vote for, so you must vote for. No.
Emo
I'll vote for them if I believe it's the right one.
Niche freaks.
Everyone hates obvious attractiveness.
This is my one appearance on Wheel Text. I need to make it memorable.
Really proud of you, and I love you all. But it's okay to vote popular.
We did a bracket one year called Canonical Thirst Traps. It was just to piss people off. I think it was Bearlane versus Galad versus Landfear. And that was a prelim round. And
we can't do that anymore. One, because I try to mix it up every year, and two, because then the second round,
it was just. I think we called it Mercy Killing.
Yeah, there's
the Bearlane's second bracket.
Mercy Killing. Yeah, we need them to go up later for obvious reasons.
This is tough for me because
for your thirst of watching people hurt.
This is tough for me because I love Gall. I love Gall. I think Gall is one of the best and most loyal friends in the series. And I'm not suggesting the friendship is purely hot, but I think that his dedication, his devotion, his code.
Gall is the best part of Perrin.
Gall's the best part of Perrin. And Stonewolf is one of my favorite.
Paul Stonewolf.
But I have a soft spot for Bearlane. I think that
she has a soft spot for you.
I think there's that Rob, the stuff you're talking about that doesn't work for you. The political, the intrigue, that's that other way for me. The fact that she's in charge of this teeny tiny little nubbin of a nation that basically just has whale oil and nothing else, and that is constantly being set upon by one of the more tyrannical nations in the Westlands.
I wish she was in charge of my teeny tiny.
I felt like you pulled that halfway through. You're like,
so I was like, wait, and by the way, I was so outraged by Rob's take that I did blow out my headphones.
You did blow out. You're not here anymore?
One side of them is gone.
Oh God, did I make you break your headphones?
No, it's okay.
There it is. There it is. I was just like, I was so mad that everything went blank.
Wow.
That she is able to effectively administer and protect this tiny nation against and to play the High Lords of Tyr, to play these nations off each other for the benefit of this country that has no reason to exist in this world. That amount of competence is amazing for me.
I've got huge respect for it. Yeah.
And then some things happen that I don't talk about. Yeah. But
yeah,
no, they don't happen.
What?
Yeah,
I never saw her.
What? Where's Bearlane? There she is. Everything's fine.
We like to say, and then we sometimes we blame Robert Jordan. That's one of the times we blame Robert Jordan. But hey, to each their own. I'm a big fan of Bearlane in this, but there you go. Bain&Chiad, you got any thoughts?
Bearlane is beautiful and smart, and those things are objectively hot. But what turns me off is she plays games with people, and she pushes herself on people who are not interested, and I do not like that, and it immediately sours me on her. So I got to go with Gall, obviously, because I yield Bain&Chiad.
You like big jumps
Gall.
and you cannot lie.
Yeah. Like I got to go with Gall. But, his loyalty to Perrin, and he's just, he's kind of dumb, but I don't know. He's still hot.
I love Gall. Don't get me wrong. I just
love Gall.
Could not.
You don't want Gall in charge of, the same thing. You want
Of your
Perrin in
nation.
charge of.
Listen,
Any
let's not be
nation
hasty.
abilities.
He can have it after, but like. But apparently there is a part of me that has not grown out of loving people who will play games with my mind. Like, you know what? There's just a part of me that did not grow out of that, did not get over it. So
Backstreet Boys still resonates very strongly.
Yeah.
Like, quit playing games with my heart, but actually don't. 100%.
But Bain&Chiad, congratulations on your character growth.
Thank you. It
You're
took a while.
You're a party of you and Rob over there.
Delusions, where's your heart set?
This was like, to me, this one felt easy, but again, it's just because of the passion. I do a lot of headcanon work with Barrelane. A lot of that is because the more times I read this series, the more I see how little perspective we actually get from her. We don't see what she thinks or what she does or what she feels or how she acts. We see men's reactions to her typically, or jealous women. So a lot of my work with Barrelane has been understanding what it might be like to be in her shoes and how certain actions, and this is the headcanon stuff. Let me be very clear. I'm not defending or justifying anything that happens in text. But the way that I read Barrelane is a lot of actions that she may or may not do may be from the point of view of men who interpret actions in a certain way. Like she had it coming because of how she's dressed. The same thing that they often say to, like, what was she wearing? What are you wearing going out like that? Are you, like, she was asking for it kind of mentality? That is what I have taken to the Barrelane lens. I'm not saying that's accurate in any way, but I have to be able to excuse in my mind somehow the actions that are unforgivable. Barrelane is, to me, again, she's very similar to Graendal in my mind. She is one of the smartest players on the continent. I think she is a genius. I think she is deeply devoted to her nation. Seeing how her soldiers respond to her as a leader, I think, is a huge tell. The respect they have, and it is not they don't sexualize her. They truly worship her as a good leader. And I think that is so telling. And I know, Allie, you and Gus had a conversation about Barrelane's role in Kyrian. And Gus had indicated that, like, she kind of retreated and, like, she hid. And I totally agree with Allie in saying, like, she didn't. She's just so politically savvy. She knew how to put herself in a position that would elevate her and allow her to get the intel that she needed in order to, like, she plays the long game time and again. She knows people's minds. She is so brilliant because she knows how to manipulate emotions and she knows how to manipulate people. And when she really cares for you, she will show it, but she is someone who shows with actions and not words. And I think that is, again, one of the sexiest things. Very biased. This whole bracket was a great showing. Great all around. Love a good jump.
Yeah,
love a long
love
jump.
A good jump.
But Doll,
Yeah.
for me, this bracket is a long jump for you, and Barrelane is triple jumping her way through. Fingers crossed to the next round because that is my girl.
Yeah, I think the other thing to note is, like, she's doing this to survive. You know what I mean? Like, she's been trying to survive her whole life. You know, everyone's trying to assassinate her all the time, and she's I think she's the only man leader that's been able to really live for a while. So I think that's a testament to just the fact that she knows what she's doing. She's savvy. She's amazing at using what she has at her disposal to stay alive. And I think a lot of it, I mean, I don't necessarily think some of it is because she doesn't have to, you know what I mean? I think most of it is because she has to. And then everything else that she does, it's like Bree said in the comments, like Bird Box. Like I don't see I've never
We like
seen
to
it.
joke that Barrelane needs to go spend a few hours with human resources.
Just like a couple hours with HR, and I think everything would be like so smooth.
So this one panned out. Big gaps. Last place. Do we have any guesses?
I mean,
Will.
I predict Will or Aram,
Will.
didn't I?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's Aram with
Justice for Will.
2.1% of the vote.
Oh, Aram.
24 votes. Will Alcine, not far behind with 3.8%.
See, this way, so Aram's last because Tinkers don't get to shower very often, so clearly that's what factored in there, I think.
Say the other fact about Aram.
I will do that later when I do the data.
Okay.
43 votes for Will. Second place with simply 28.6% of the vote was Gall. 323 votes. And Barrelane far and away in the lead, 65.5%. 740 of these 1,130 votes. She progresses forward. And with that, we're going to jump into our...
Wait. Aram?
I'm going to do all the data at the end.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I missed that because
okay.
I was so excited.
You were so excited about something that you can probably guess.
The Grinwell Cup is like a month-long Christmas for me.
Yeah.
It is so fun. Fucking love the Grinwell Cup.
Can you imagine at work be like, so I need some extra time off this month. Why? I'm running some Twitter polls and it's like Christmas.
Oh, I've had to be so careful because I just started a new job. And so I've been like so careful about liking anything having to do with the Grinwell Cup because I don't want like my coworkers' first impressions of me to be this girl's really into the Wheel of Time in a horny way. Like I just don't want it to be their first impression.
This is why you need another account.
Yeah.
You need to create a Carolyn Damodred.
I was thinking about
Good
it.
idea.
I was like, I feel like, I don't know. Okay. Now everyone's going to know it's me though.
We're gonna.
Okay, what about not Carolyn
Just wait a while.
Damodred?
People will forget.
Totally not Carolyn Damodred.
We're gonna keep it rolling here with Thief Take Me. Allie, who is in here?
This was sort of
This
my
is the catch-all category
this is sort of my
of various B tier characters.
I have 4 B tier characters that all kind of relate, but I can't think of a way to justify how. So
we've got Joyland Sandar, the thief catcher take. I forget which term he prefers. There's one he very strongly
Taker,
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Taker.
Egianin Sarna, the Shanshan. We've got Bael Domon, the ship's captain. And we've got Aludra Nendenhald. Her last name is Nendenhald, who makes fireworks. And who is a perennial favorite, is what I'll say. Allie, why don't you take us away this time?
Why don't I take it away? Okay. Well, I voted for Explodey Girl because but maybe the others don't like obvious hot, but some of us are very okay with what's obvious. This is a call out. But I think the others have their merits. A hot engineer girl is woman. Sorry, it's gonna get me every time. Because I have no object permanence, don't remember, and Gus has clicked away because he wants to make me live my nightmares. I'm looking at the other one. Bael Domon, sexy pirate.
Yep.
Hot. 10 out of 10. Also was that
steady.
In another bracket might have swayed me. Because I have not grown out of my Pirates of the Caribbean phase, and I will not ever do that. Egianin, I feel like I need to see more from her. She's got a character growth that she's undergoing, but I need to see that grow a hell of a lot more from where she started. Right? You know what I mean? And Joyland Sandar, I view him as like a young Javier Bardem. If that makes sense.
Oh,
actors
I have not ever had
Interesting.
cannoned it.
So I feel that he should get more love in these polls. Fezzes are a little, he's He's a little sillier than
They're not your cup of tea.
They're not my cup of tea. They're not necessarily my cup of tea, though I respect them. They're not what I would necessarily. Well, I mean, headwear in general is tough. But I think, I mean, he's got the sword, though. The sword that's not
the sword breaker.
The sword breaker. And that is objectively a hot thing. I think he should talk about that more. That might make him do well in the polls.
Let me break you with my sword breaker.
Yes. Rob, see, you should go into marketing if you are not already in marketing. That was brilliant.
I'm a chef. I am definitely not in marketing.
Madman Rob over here.
Well, you put me in the environment where people are saying shit and things just drop out, and I'm like, oh, did I just say that? Oops.
You should hire you for PR for next year.
Grinwell PR.
Grinwell PR. I'll just put out there all the bad takes of why, like, you know, don't vote for Matt. It's too objective, too easy.
Yeah, you wouldn't want him to be your PR person.
Yeah, exactly. Your campaign.
Ali, it would be like Ali says she likes his character, so let's vote for the others. You know?
She's made us feel pain. Let us make her feel pain as well.
B&C, where are you at? What are your thoughts?
So yeah, Aludra is the exception to my rule. She's the only one I will auto vote for. Always hottest.
Wow.
She's obviously like it's the obvious choice, and I am here for it. Yeah, competent, makes things blow up. You know, got to go with Aludra.
All right. Well said, Rob.
You see, I also voted for Aludra, but she doesn't break my rule. Because, again, another person who's like, this is who I am. I will not change for anybody. I stick with what I know. I am true to myself. I mean, literally, all the other Illuminators just are gone. And she's like, I'm still an Illuminator. On this path. I'm going to be me. Like, even Matt Corfin could not sway me in things. So, yeah, I voted for Aludra, but does not break my rule. But the others are, you know, Julian Sandow catches fees for a living, like physically on rooftops. That's hot.
That's
hot. Bale Doman, right? He's not a guy, but he's a sexy pirate. Absolutely. You know, collecting his little treasure trove of things. Very, very cool. Egg Yannin, you know, she's not hot, but you know, that was fourth in the poll for me there. So
that's a tough one, you know, for me. I think it's tough. Yeah. Oh my God, there's a dog.
Yes, I've been staring at the dog the whole time, but I was trying to be polite. Mr. Henry.
Dog tags.
Mr. Henry.
Our dog is at school right now, and we miss him so much, and this is hard.
Pretty Peachy, handsome Henry.
Pretty Peachy, yes.
Delusions, where are you leaning here? Are you 1, 2, 3 for Aludra?
I think we have determined that I am a simple woman of simple tastes. Aludra, honestly, again, not that this is an easy pool, but for me, no one else really gives me the fiery pants feels that a woman in STEM does. I'm just really proud of Aludra, and I think she's like boss. And I every time she's on the page, she really just illuminates what's going on. She's so exciting to read as a character. She's so much fun. She's intelligent and brainy, and she knows her self-worth, as Rob was saying. Yeah, it's a 3 for 3 for Aludra. I don't really get the Julian Sander love. He doesn't do it for me in the slightest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my pants become a desert when I think about him.
The sand.
It is the ideal waist down there.
Damn jokes.
God damn it, Rob.
Well, I might not put them out all the time anymore, but you know, I still try to do a tap trick when I can. Yeah. So, but Delusion set me up for that. That wasn't Delusions.
That was funny as shit.
All credit to Delusions right there. So.
Oh my God, that's gonna live in my head rent free.
Well, this one.
Well, you can't be hot now.
Oh, sandy pants.
The people agreed with you, Delusions, and off she goes. People grading you Delusions. Jalen Sandar in last place, 10.6% of 1,109 votes, about 117. Egianen just barely scraping past him with 11.6%, 129 votes. Bail Doman just scraping by that with 16.8%. And then way up in the stratosphere, exploding, is Aludra Nendenhall.
Baby, she's a firework.
61% of these votes.
She's burst. Make them get wet.
Delusions, you're not meant to release your parody early. It's meant to be on
What Idol hasn't happened yet.
I will pay you so much money to submit that to What Idol.
Imagine Matt Hatch listening to that for 1 second.
Oh my god!
Cannot wait.
Patron money will be.
So
So there needs to be a like a Grinwell Cup inspired What Idol song at some
What
point.
Idol After Dark.
Yes.
I am willing to irresponsibly spend our patron money.
Jenny's here. Good morning.
Jenny, good morning.
So yeah, Ludra took this one, and Jenny, as we discussed, she'll be played by Jodie Whittaker, as will every other character in the Wheel of Time.
This is the one time I disagree about this casting, but I haven't come up in my head. Like maybe like Frida Pinto for me as Barely.
okay.
Not Barely, and Aludra.
Who's I see her as the person who played Bix in Andor. Bix is Aludra to
God,
me.
we gotta watch Andor.
You gotta
This
see
is like
Andor.
the second
Andor's so good.
time.
I'm behind it too.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
We're gonna press into our penultimate poll. It's called Braid Tuggin'. Allie, what's the inspiration behind braid tugging?
They got braids,
Or
want to tug on them.
yeah. We've got in this poll Nynaeve Almira, the Wisdom of Emmons Field, Maggedion the Spider, Leandrin, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Guirale, the honey-colored braids, and Jahar Narishma, the Ashaman who drew it out and followed after. Allie, that's the prophecy. I wasn't trying to make a dirty joke, but it went that way.
It works.
Allie, what do you want to say?
It's my turn again.
Oh, you went first last time.
Yeah.
Bain&Chiad, what do you want to say?
I voted for Narishma.
You didn't.
I did.
Say
You two have been
No, we're not. We're not.
Rob,
We're the same person when it comes to the Wheel of Time, but there's other ways.
Yeah.
You've been the same this whole time, except for one. I feel like.
Tell us what made you lean that way.
Well, there was a period of time where I decided my criteria for voting on these was like who would treat you the best. So I think I was still in that phase when I voted here, and I think Narishma would be like the one I would want to be with if I had to pick. Leandrin's, she's a bad person that automatically makes her less hot. Nynaeve is beautiful, but she's not my type. I mean, I respect her and I love her as a character, but I'm not into her in that way. Maybe like I feel like there are a few things about her that are like me, and I wouldn't want to be with me. So there's that.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah. And I don't remember who the fourth person is, so they must not be that hot. So we'll just
Maggie.
Maggie. Yeah.
She's a spider.
She's I don't know. Not into her.
Okay.
Boring.
Can I speak?
Allie, do you have a 2-word response to that?
How dare you?
No, that's 3 words.
3 words.
How dare?
Sorry.
Goth girls. Goth girls.
No,
Goth
not
girls.
my type. No.
Goth girls. They're everyone's type.
I'm not going to yuck your yum, but not my type.
That is just like your opinion.
Well, let's put it this way: we'll never have to compete over someone.
Well, that is already true.
Well, that too, but
I am married.
Comfortably the fifth wheel.
Comfortably monogamous. But goth girls. Awesome. I feel like everyone now knows who I voted for. Goth girl. And I don't think I need to justify that at all. Anyone else?
I am actually surprised by Goth Girl for you.
What?
Just because Magedian's competence is non-existent. I actually didn't realize that people liked Magedian until I went on a live stream to talk about some of the female chosen, and I realized that people were actually strong Magedian lovers, and I thought it was a joke, and then I realized that like people are very passionate about Magedian as like anti-Nynaeve. So I guess like maybe they hit it like right in the good spot of like Evanescence. I don't know what it was.
Yes, that is it. That is it.
Magedian,
you got it.
I was like, I just want her to be like to do better. I'm like, you're so close to being good and great, but like if you could just succeed one time, that would be super awesome. I would love for you to.
I would let that itsy bitsy spider climb up my water spout any day of the week. Your Honor. Present to the court.
I mean, I want to finish that, but I also feel it's mildly just
down
the rest
come
of
the rain
there,
and
folks,
watch the spider out. That's what we.
I saw Gus's face and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a headphone removal
That's
situation.
his face 90% of the podcast.
That's amazing. And I just had never sexualized or thought of Magedian as a sexual being.
Same.
So that's shocking. Shocking to me. And now I can't remember who else we were talking about in this poll because
you're thinking about the water spout.
Because I'm thinking about the water spout. So Nynaeve, I was very obviously Grinwell Cup year 1. Nynaeve was against Min. I had a lot of thoughts about that. I voted for Nynaeve. I love Nynaeve. It may surprise you. It may surprise you that I have some thoughts. But Nynaeve, to me, I love her so much, but I see her as a bestie. And she's a super hot character. And like, yes, she would usually get my vote. But you put her up against a character that is like in terms, like I don't consider any of the chosen B characters. I think they're all S tier, except for Magedian and Masana, because those are subpar.
I think you mean Janelle, but
this series notwithstanding.
But Jehar Narishma is like when I first read about him, I was like, ding a ling a ling. What in the crap is happening on? Like, I had to hide that book in a paper bag. I could not be seen in public reading about Narishma. That man is so hot. I don't understand how people can't look at this poll and be like, it's a runaway. Narishma has to have it. He's so beautiful and he's in his feels and he like is just, oh my God. He is like, in terms of objective hotness in the Wheel of Time, it's Galad, played by Raja Jain Paul, and it's Jehar Narishma, played by the same actor. They are so they are so hot.
Yes,
Jehar Narishma, every day and night. Yes, please. Up and down, side to side, vertical, horizontal, sideways. Just every yes, always yes.
Let the compass spin.
Let the compass spin.
Rob, you voted Narishma too?
I did. This one I broke down into something different. So Leandrin, she's a bad person and she's going to be selfish. So that makes her not hot. Magedian's a bad person and just like she just wants to be top all the time, and like, no. So that was like third.
That's
and then you've got Nynaeve, who is like, wants to be top, but actually isn't top. She doesn't.
Wait, can you clarify what you mean by top?
She thinks she wants to be a top, but she doesn't. She actually wants to be a bottom.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
Are you saying she doesn't peg?
I think like she thinks she should peg, but actually when she does, she's like, that wasn't as good as I thought it should be, but I'm doing it because I feel I should be. I feel like she puts a lot of pressure like that on herself. Like I should be this way. I should be this person. I should do these things. And really, because she doesn't want to admit, like, actually, I just want to do other things or whatever. So, and then you've got Narishma, who's an awesome character, a good character like Nynaeve, but also he's like, I'm just going to love and care for you and nurture you, and please tuck my braids. So I voted Narishma.
This one was not close. Leandrin in dead last, 5%, about 60 votes of the 1194. Magedian in third place with 11%, 131.
I agree.
And then a bit of a gap, but not a big gap. 21%, 21.4%.
I disagree.
Second place, Narishma.
Run the poll again.
And taking it away with 62.6% of the vote, Nynaeve Almira. 747.
None of us agree.
She's great.
I mean, like, I'm really proud of her, and I love this for her, and I'm happy to see her move on to round 2. I will wait for Narishma next year.
Yeah,
I'll be waiting, baby.
Next year here is his year.
Last but certainly not least, we are here in Do My Wells. Not Do My's Wells. Do My Wells. Allie, would you like to explain yourself?
How hard did you pat yourself on the back for this one?
I was so pleased with myself. Again, I am insufferable. Like, I was like sitting here with this exact face on, like, I grinchy smile, like so happy.
Oh my God.
And then I could not wait. For some of these polls, I could not wait for the category title to come out. But someone said that was inspired, but maybe not quite as good as last year's Toss My Saladar. Which, that is my magnum opus. So I don't know if I can top it, but maybe one day, like Nynaeve will try to top Lan every now and then. So the category requirements were they at Demise Wells? Yes or no?
So
go.
I
totally forgot about who was in this poll. Okay.
Things first. The Andorran first Prince of the Sword and fan favorite character, Gawain Trakand.
Yeah.
Secondly, Sivana, Aiel, Wise One, and also kind of, sort of, not really clan chief of the Shido Aiel. Finally, Mazrim Taim, the Mahail of the Black Tower. And last, but definitely not least, the two and only Bain&Chiad.
We couldn't separate them.
No, you cannot.
No.
Yeah,
you made the right call.
We could not separate them.
No.
We could not figure. We thought about it and then went, that makes no sense. Who would be able?
No, you can't run Bane versus no.
All of their power comes from them being together, so they have to be together.
I don't know. Does anybody in particular want to go first?
I don't know. Can I go last?
I just don't know in what order I'm ready to hear about Gawain. Allie, take it.
I voted for Gawain. No, never. Absolutely never.
Who are you, John, from What Up?
I had to fight myself actively from violating our own anti-bullying clauses. So
this was the only thing, because I try to I vote and then I try to ignore it because I'm like, one, I don't have the time during my workday, which is great for me because then I can keep myself secret. The one thing I saw on this poll was it came up on my feed and it was Allie saying, "Please delete this tattoo."
Because he posted it, and so I responded, "Please delete this tattoo," because we've had many conversations about how much I hate Gawain, and him trying to justify to me why Gawain is not that bad, and so he knows that. Of course, I am, joking.
Obviously.
for the most part.
But if someone happened to bring a tattoo removal kit to JordanCon,
Let's
just putting
discuss
it
it.
out there.
Let's discuss it. So then I had to follow it up with, for legal reasons, this is a joke, lest anyone who doesn't know me thinks I'm bullying him. But I had to actively, I was like, this is the poll that could get me banned from my own podcast. This is the poll. Because I hate that little creep.
But who do you like, Allie?
Okay. But you know what? Everyone's opinions are valid. And
Who do you like, Allie?
So valid.
Okay. I voted for, of course, Bain&Chiad.
Yeah.
Of
Thank you.
course. Thank you. You did not do the same for me. No. But I did hesitate. Actually, you know what? I might have thought, you know, and now I'm not quite sure, because I might have wanted to vote for them. But Zoe, my friend Zoe, was on last year and will be again later on. And she convinced me so hard that Masana was hot that I might have actually voted for Masana, and I have to double check. But because hear me out. Apparently, I'm willing to let women behave badly with me and not men.
I'm not going to say second rate chosen. I'm going to let the text speak for itself, but please proceed.
So it's the necklaces, the shirt of necklaces, the necklaces, the
bosoms that are spilling out of the
No,
blouse.
the boobs and the necklaces. I'm weak.
Yeah, like they're spilling out, but the necklaces are just there to
The
like
necklaces,
it's like a backup for the fabric.
I know,
isn't it? Like,
it's just enough cleave. Like it's like
Yeah.
you just want to like take those necklaces off. You know what I mean? There's like a necklace.
Can you just keep saying necklaces forever? Because I love it.
right,
This is
someone,
me,
by the
not
way,
girl
please just
necklace.
put this on your TikTok
Listen,
or whatever.
I'm
please,
writing
yeah.
a whole new
Necklace.
WatCon panel.
Necklace.
It's
Yeah.
just called
It's
necklaces. It's an
There's just-
hour
there's
of
just a bunch of
ASMR
necklaces.
necklaces.
Oh my god.
This is the kind of discourse you can expect on the Six podcast. Kind of scintillating conversation, but it's just like the necklaces and the boobs, and then the boobs and the necklaces. I just this is me and goth girls last year. I could not talk. I was just saying goth girls over and over and again when I was trying to justify
Also
voting
this
for
year.
Spaghetti, and this year as
Yeah.
well. And you know what? Sometimes things can be summed up with few words, but I want you to imagine a world in which she's not actually wearing anything but necklaces, and then you'll understand where I'm coming from. You'll understand where I'm coming from, maybe.
Do I need to go and change my vote now?
Yeah, thank you. So Zoe says that to me, and I was like, and I can't get it out of my head since then. Like, she's unbelievably attractive to me ever since she said that. So necklaces. Anyway, and yeah, I actually think that necklaces won over Bain&Chiad. Now that I'm looking at it and thinking about it, and then Master of Taim has a bit of a joie de vivre that is maybe
The
attractive.
last thing I'd use to joie de vivre.
I don't
The
actually
last
know
thing
what
I
it
would say.
means.
Joy in life.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
whatever
time.
that is.
Douleur de mort.
Thank you.
Like,
You know, say quoi?
He's got a an emo quality to him.
is this the I can fix him thing?
There's such an I can fix him quality about this man, and
But like darker and harder than
but
Logan.
like but I couldn't,
Mhm.
and that's also kind of hot. So you know, there's layers, but Savannah and the necklaces won out for me.
Oh, so you liked the necklaces?
I don't believe that.
I think it was her choice of footwear that won Ali over personally, but yeah.
Yeah, it's her
The
mind.
toe rings. It was all the toe rings.
It's her mind that won me over.
I love Brie in chat. I think he is more I can't fix him, but he could break me.
Yes, that's it.
Oh God, yeah, Brie, that's the one.
And there is
Yep.
something to that. Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe.
B and C, were you the raging narcissist that we all hope you are?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, I voted for myself.
Relatable.
No, I mean, but there's a reason I chose them as my character. I just really, obviously, I'm obsessed with the Maidens of the Spear. I want to be one, even though I absolutely am not like I would probably die like first if I tried to do anything close to what they do. But yeah, I love them. I love that they're a pair. I love that they are loyal to one another and they don't do anything without the other. And you know, I'm all for a bisexual love triangle. And yeah, I didn't even really see anybody else like on the poll, to be honest.
I hear that.
You didn't see the necklaces?
I didn't see. I mean, I'm with you, Allie. The necklaces, like, I mean, it's hard to argue with that logic, but yeah, no.
I think there's with I'm just posting random comments. Bain&Chiad, the characters, the dedication and devotion they have to each other, and going back to competence as well. That's what does it for me.
Yeah.
Right. I think we Allie likes to ship characters. We always say like, no, come on, Gaul. But it's like, yeah, well, they say, yeah, fuck it. We don't need Gaul. We can find our own Gaul. That commitment to that pairing and everything. Graendal has decided that she hates this. I'm kidding. I know it's just the internet. I just think they're great characters, you know. And yeah, everybody necklaces, etc.
I mean, they're definitely together, right? Like in our head canon.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely. They're together.
100%.
And they're funny too. Like they all are such great comic relief. They're hysterical. So
they're so funny. And we could laugh together over Savannah's necklaces. But yeah, I do love them. I think partially also I will sometimes be like, yeah, I see where this poll is probably going to go. So I will vote for my second choice just because I want to keep things interesting. So I think that was also a case of that too, a little bit. Because Bain&Chiad, they have my heart. They're warrior princesses. I love warrior ladies. I love a warrior lady. I'm a simple starfish. If I see a warrior lady, I'm going to smash that like button.
Yeah.
Like I want them to smash my like button.
Rob, where are you? Rob, go ahead.
One warrior lady, but it's two warrior ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might shock and surprise everybody here, but I voted for I voted for Bain&Chiad. Obviously, I had to.
What?
Yes. I'm so glad you're all sitting down when I said that.
Wow.
But no,
just passed out.
I am surprised.
Even before you look at the other three, all the things you guys have said is absolutely spot on, because you know you get to the dedication between them, how they interact with Gaul. You know, they're maidens of the spear, which is already puts them a tier above everybody else. But just look at the other three in the poll. Gawain, I can't vote for Gawain in anything other than the most annoying character of Wheel of Time, I suppose. Savannah, I never thought twice about until you mentioned necklaces and boobs.
Zoe, I swear
now she might get half a think when
I'm sorry, sir. When were boobs mentioned?
I did
necklaces.
I did I did mention those in between.
She said
bosoms. It was like bosoms. Okay,
the necklaces were in between the boobs.
Yeah, and and I love another nerding in chat. Don't tease me like that, Rob. I'm sorry. No, I could love. I mean, maybe if it was, just I didn't care about Bain&Chiad, I could have voted for Gawain for shits and giggles. But I was like, no, it has to be Bain&Chiad. And Mazrim Taim, I don't know. He's a horrible guy, isn't he? So I don't like his vibe,
isn't he?
That just
you don't want to fix him.
No, I don't want to fix him. Maybe fix him like you fix a dog,
Wow.
Now I'm going to say
your one-liners tonight have been.
Rob went full vitalness. Just casually dove down that road. I love this.
I'm going to take a second, believe it or not, and I wouldn't vote for Gawain, but to speak in Gawain's defense.
No. Not if you want to live in this house.
Look, do I agree with his
no,
but he's committed and passionate. I don't know. All right. Anyway, that was a second.
So
crickets.
So I can't even come up with a sentence to say.
So in last place was Gawain.
Gawain
last place with 11.2 62% of the vote.
How
although
many
we know
votes?
that
How many people?
See,
Stop.
that's more than like Aram and Will got
137.
collectively.
Yes.
And this is-
130. Okay. We've had our jokes. We've had our laughs. Jesse, how many accounts did you create for this poll?
No, well, she only needs to do like 55 of those because John from What Up was the other 55.
Yes.
So,
100 and I feel like I am Dudley Dursley. Trans Lives Matter. 37. 137.
Yeah.
What the?
Last year he got
fuck?
28. This year got 137.
Wow.
Big showing.
That's a big increase, even with how your vote polls, the numbers in votes have increased.
Big showing, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people said, "Oh my god, I hit Gawain by accident."
That did happen a few
That
times.
did happen a few times. And Bree did do this.
Next year, I'm going to
Brie.
tell people to vote for Talon Vor. Just
So,
for that.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
for that.
Savannah coming in third,
I'm going to
11.5%.
put him against 90. Just for that.
Mazrim Taim, not much ahead of that with 15%, 184. And then Bain&Chiad, as expected, 62.
I am surprised that for all the love that like our goth girls get, that like more people weren't hot for Taim.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
The
And I
Taim
know-
were passionate. So
Okay.
the ones who are hot for Taim are very hot for Taim.
Very good. He's certainly never bubbled my crock pot, but I can appreciate the allure.
You've never felt the need to slow cook Mazrim Taim? Okay, fair enough.
You can want to light them on fire.
So that's true. That is a reason. Maybe all 136 of them, not counting Jesse and John, wanted to light him on fire. Let's look back now.
I certainly would
The
like
prelims are over. The Bashir Tom poll continues to. We have gained about 100 votes. It is still 50.1 to 49.9%.
When is closing? When is
Wow.
closing time on this poll?
11
11
hours
hours.
from now. So tomorrow
my
at
gosh,
7
there's so
a.m.
much time.
Pacific time. The poll is roughly halfway done. It is as close to a dead heat as I think we have ever seen in the cup.
I don't know. Barrelane Brigitte was pretty.
It was close, but I
That
think
was off by like
I think that was a
one.
2% split.
Bree, go get your followers to vote on this, yeah?
So
But like for who?
that's the tough part. Let's
Yeah.
look back at the preliminary rounds. I have some data here. I've got the people who got the largest percentage of their polls, the top three, the most votes in their respective polls, the top three, the winners who got the least percentage, and the winners who got the fewest votes. And then I got the overall fewest percentage of votes and the overall least votes. So highest percentages, Liana Sharif, 80%, 80.3%.
Oh yes, approve.
Followed up
Wow.
by Barrelane at 65.5. Followed up
Wait,
by
I'm sorry. It went from 80 to
80 to
65.
65.
Wow, that's
Who
a
else was in?
significant jump.
Remind me who was in Leanna's.
Liana was up against Shiriam, Alviarin, and Masana.
Oh, I mean, there we go. That makes
Okay.
sense.
I thought Shiriam was pretty hot, and I think Alviarin is goth girl hot. Again, goth girl hot. Fine.
Now, percentage does not necessarily equal most votes, and in this case, only one of these.
Sorry,
two
who was third in the percentage? You didn't say.
Nynaeve, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Nynaeve,
Nynaeve
okay.
with 62.6, so pretty close. Pretty
Nice.
close behind Barrelane. But again, it doesn't mean they got the most votes overall. One person overlapped between these. Of course, it's Liana with 887 votes in her poll. But believe it or not, neither Barrelane nor Nynaeve got anywhere close to that many votes. The second most votes in the preliminary round went to Lan. Lan Mandragoran with 866 votes. He went up against Rand, Tam, and Damon Dread, and he demolished them. Demolished them. He only had
Like
61.
I would demolish his asshole.
No.
He only had 61.8%, but that 61.8% was 870 votes.
Nice. Butt
Rock for the win. And in third place, drum roll, our very own Bain&Chiad.
Woo!
Third most votes.
gosh!
in
That
the
is very
preliminary round. 763.
So a final of
Oh.
Land, Bain&Chiad, and then I
Could
got
happen. Could happen. Lowest percentages of winners. In last place is Elaine Trickhand. Elaine, I know. Elaine got 38.1%. She's the winner with the smallest percentage of votes. She was up against Logain, Alana, and Semirag.
wow.
Elaine with 38.1%.
Oh, but
of the vote.
she got through.
Yeah,
She got through. These are the
Okay,
winners.
okay.
These are the winners.
Okay.
Yeah.
The least percentage of the winners.
Okay. The least. Okay.
Second least percentage
I'll
of the
allow it.
winners, Warrain. Warrain Damadred with 40.3% of the vote. She was in a very competitive bracket against Min, Mullane, and Loyal.
Who showed up?
Who was
I'm
there?
obsessed with this bracket, and
That
I'm really
bracket.
proud of Maureen, and I don't care about statistics for this because she is the real winner. of the
And
Grinwell
the third fewest percentage was Graendal. That was, again, a very difficult bracket, a very competitive bracket, but Graendal with 41.3% of the vote. Now, again, percentage does not necessarily equate to numbers. The fewest votes for a winner was Graendal with 378 votes. Again, very competitive bracket.
Wow.
The second fewest was Moradin with 395 votes. And the third fewest, despite what's happening on Twitter right now, is Davram Bashir with 463
Side tackle extraordinaire.
votes.
That was hot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hot. That
Someone
is,
referred to him as
probably
Diamond Balls
Diamond
Davy.
Balls Bashir, yeah.
And I just lost my mind today.
I
That is
totally
great.
forgot that he should have
that
middle names.
moment
Yeah.
is like the
It's-
number one reason I find him so hot.
That
It's
is
the
the hot
best.
moment. And I just got to it and I was like, that was
love Davram
unbelievably
Bashir.
hot. Good for him.
So hot.
Of all of the competitors in the preliminaries, I like to pick out a few for the what someone termed the Frown Bad umbrella, which is the opposite of the Grinwell Cup, and lowest percentage showing in a poll with 1.9% of the vote.
Wow.
Dane Bornhold, followed very closely with 2.1% of the vote by Aram, followed very closely with 4.6% of the vote by Osangar. And
They all, notably, would have gotten, have now the lowest, would have gotten in their own time, the lowest percentage ever, right?
No. Well, last year, Gawain set the record for fewest votes ever, 28 votes. Osangar at 4.6 in his poll had 37 votes.
Brutal for Gowan.
Aram and Dane were tied. They were tied for fewest votes.
24.
with 24.
Ah, what a guess.
A new record. Fewest votes ever in a Grinwell Cup poll.
I get it because I wouldn't vote for Aram, but surely there are people who are like, I can fix him. I
That's
can
what we
be
thought.
his sword, or he can be the sword in me. I am surprised by this.
Yeah.
I thought that Dane has set the record for lowest percentage as well.
Dane
Am I
also
wrong?
set the record for lowest percent. Last year, Gawain had 5.6% of his poll with 28 votes. But yeah, this year,
Osangar,
1.9%.
Aram, and Dane all got less.
Lowest
than that.
percentage. I'm sorry.
Lower
I'm so
percentage
sorry.
than that.
So
Incredible.
that's
This is why I said everyone talks about show goggles. Aram is a notable exception to the show goggles rule. A notable exception because he got no love in the Grinwell Cup. Brutal showing. So it just goes to show, not always does the show goggles matter.
mm-hmm. So that's the preliminary round.
Can I say one more thing before we
sure, yeah.
stop? Because I realized I forgot to say this too. The younger women
Yes.
have not been making as much of a big showing
Yes.
this year as they have in years past. And the
Many-
older women are actually doing much better. It is the year of the mommy, we have decided in the Grinwell Cup.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say it because it's really interesting.
Min, Egwene, Rand, and Perrin all eliminated in their first.
So happy for all of those words that were just said. Less Egwene.
My theory?
Elaine also now has been eliminated when she was stomped by Lan yesterday.
My theory is that the show showed people how young those characters are. Because I think up until then, we thought that they aged up with us as we got older. Mm-hmm. And I think we realized that they're actually, in fact, quite young. Because for the first time ever, we got comments that were like, they're too young for me. And I think suddenly we're all very self-aware of our age.
I will be posting
that for all of us.
I'll be posting another poll tonight. This one is called Trim My Tree Killer. And it is a head-to-head between Moiraine Damodred and the clan chief Rourke. So we have that to look forward to. Yes, it's all pain. It's all
so
pain.
When Ali said the pain was coming.
No pain in that one for me. That's easy. Sorry.
There's no pain?
No pain in that one. That's an easy choice. Don't even have to think.
I don't know what to do.
Going up in about 5. If I can reach around the damn microphone stand.
And me, who is not being particularly helpful.
Sometimes I see these polls and I literally, like, especially if it's at work, I literally have to, like, look at them and I'm like, it's too early for this. I need a day. And then I actually have to, like, set a timer to come back to them when I've, like, functioned and been, like, a real adult in the world for a bit and come back to it with a rational mind and be like,
yeah.
Okay, like, let's just sit down. Like, I'm going to take 5 minutes and, like, really think about this decision. This is that poll for me. I can't rush Rourke and Moiraine. That is. Well,
it's live now and you have 24 hours.
I'm going to need 23 hours and 58 minutes to decide this.
So everybody have fun. Everybody enjoy your votes. And we hope to see you.
I was the first vote in. Easy.
Back here next week.
Who did you vote for? Wait, I'm curious. Who did you vote for?
Rock.
So I'd like to take a moment to thank our guests.
Thank you so much.
Who all have wonderful shows of their own. And I'd love it if you could share with our viewers where people can get more of your wonderful commentary. Let's go same order. Let's start with Rob.
So yeah, you just need to go and look up Malkier Talks. You'll find me on YouTube where I do my weekly live show with Bain&Chiad and 3 other awesome IEO ladies. That's Threefold Talk on Thursdays. Not safe for folks like Ali who haven't finished the series, sadly. But we should have you on and do like a spoiler 3 or at least a spoiler up to the point you're on episode. We should do that.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, we should absolutely do that.
I think Ali really needs to fear the spear.
Yes, Ali, you need to fear the spear. Yeah,
I will always feel. I will fear any spear, whatever form it comes in.
But yeah, I'm on there. You can come get that. You can get reactions. You can get me talking about Wheel of Time shipping stuff. Which again, Ali, when you finish the books, you absolutely need to come on and do shipping with me and Master of the Deck because Delusions has been on and it's so much fun. But unfortunately, it's a full spoiler situation. Because
absolutely.
Characters will come up. So once you get to the end of Memory of Light, we're going to have you on, and it's going to be incredible.
I would
love that. It'll be a 24-hour stream.
Yeah. So we'll book you in. We'll pencil that in. Gus will give me the schedule. But yeah, you can do that. And then I do other things just for fun. So you will find
your podcast.
I have I do podcasting. But now it's much more chilled. I used to do theories, and now it's more just a hangout and the chat and get to know people, and we talk about what the fandom's been up to. So the recordings for the next few weeks are all going to be about hotness and obviously because the fandom is all talking about the Grinwell Cup.
Thank God for the Grinwell Cup.
Honored.
Yeah,
I have nothing else going on. So
this weekend I record with Elliot Edits. Next weekend I record with What in Color. So we've got some fun people on. It's just it's much more of a hangout than it used to be. So we just have some fun and chill. And yeah. Amazing. And that's it. And if you like going to Wheel of Time conventions, you're anywhere near Europe or able to get to Europe in September, you need to come to my convention, Malkier Con. So that's our second year this year. It's a lot of fun.
September 9th weekend.
September 9th and 10th.
Excellent.
One day,
Manchester.
Hop across.
Well, I mean, it's only going to be Manchester this year because we're moving it next year. Because if you're going to have a Wheel of Time convention in Europe, you should probably have it in Prague. So we moved to Prague next year.
Oh, we're so there. We're so there. Did you know that we lived in Prague for a bit? We're so there.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
we actually we performed with Guy Roberts' Shakespeare company in Prague for a summer, and that's how we knew him before the show, which is
that's amazing,
wild. So it was like weird because we were like, wait, we know that guy.
That guy, quite literally.
That guy, literally. Yeah,
we know that guy.
Bain&Chiad.
Yeah, so you can find me on Threefold Talk, as Rob mentioned, on Thursday nights. And I also have a very long neglected column on thegreatblight.com. And I am the co-host of the Lights Work podcast with my dear friend Anis. And we release episodes every Sunday. So you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all those things.
It's mostly spoiler free, right?
And it is mostly spoiler free. We try to be as spoiler free as possible when we can. The podcast is mostly about the fandom, not just the books and the show, but the fandom itself.
Wonderful.
They make you cry.
We try.
No, do the line. They make you cry.
Yeah, but in a good way.
I love it. And Delusions.
Yes. So I co-host Feather and Mountain podcast when I'm not guesting on other things. We have taken about a 3-month hiatus. So I think we're a show-focused podcast that's spoiler-free for the series. So there hasn't obviously been a lot of content since season 1 ended, but we did our rewatch of season 1, and it was super fun because we had guests on for almost every episode, including Wheel Takes, who came on to join us for episode 8, which was phenomenal. And in the meantime, what we're going to do before we get some more news about season 3, now that I have returned to work, I'm slowly getting a hold over like the stress and anxiety of work and parenting. And I don't know how people do it in the States. And that's a whole different conversation. But it's been about 3 months and I'm slowly getting into the vibe of that again. So we will be coming back and we are going to be tackling Eye of the World from a veteran reader's perspective and from someone who has basically seen the show. And we're going to be going through Eye of the World in chunks based on how the show tries to break it down. So it's fun. We're just going to do a little rewatch and reread of Eye of the World while we wait on season 2 news. And yeah, you can catch us everywhere. Feather and Mountain podcast. It is me and my cis white het male father talking about stuff. So you can enjoy that.
All right.
I can't wait. When I'm done with the books,
wild.
I'm going to literally need like 6 months off so I can catch up on everyone's stuff. Just all I'll be doing is listening. And then I'll be like messaging everyone like funny things they said 3 years ago. And they'll be like, I don't even remember saying those things. And I'll be like, but I'm living it now. It'll be a whole thing.
You're probably going to need at least a solid 9 to 12 months to just get through the gaslighting.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's bad. It's cruel and it's unusual, and I shouldn't do it.
I love it. We all
if
love
you
it.
if you
I'll
heard
get my
that and got
revenge.
concerned, I sneak spoilers past her out of context because she doesn't know what they are.
I'll get my
And then
revenge on the Hunger Games
people,
podcast.
People have
Yeah.
feelings about it. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Big thanks again to our guests. You have been wonderful this evening. Thanks everyone for watching, and keep voting, keep having fun, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye.